Okay, because that's what happened the last time. I forgot to record. So I did a fabulous lesson last Friday, and it was like, wait, I forgot to record. It was like, oh my God. I'll give it to 8:40 and then we'll get started. Sorry for my camera quality. My cat, I should say, my daughter, furry daughter, is in the process of loving messing with cords, and I'm trying to break her of that habit. But I had a really nice webcam, 1080 webcam, and she was messing with it today and broke the cord. And yeah, so I'm using the webcam from my actual laptop. So it's a little different than the quality of the other videos. So yeah. So how is everyone tonight? Thank you for coming.
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good. The funny thing is, I wasn't even one of the people that signed up. I just
Uh-huh.
got the alert in Slack. Any of y'all participating in PringoCon?
No, but any of y'all participating in the Try Hack Me Advent of Cyber?
I started that, but then it seemed like y'all, because I tried to log in with y'all last night and I don't think anybody showed up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to do it with the group.
I tried it myself, but it was kind of like a little bit over my head. So
yeah,
I'm gonna start over again a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm going okay. Okay, let's get to it. Okay. So I'm recording. So let me share my screen. Okay, so I don't think you all were in the 2 classes ago, but I did levels 1 through 5. So let me explain what these sessions are. So Over the Wire is a platform where, well, let me just go to it. Yeah. So Over the Wire, they offer war games to help the community learn and practice security concepts. And they have a suggested way to play the games. Bandit, Leviathan, or Natas, which we're doing tonight, Natas or Krypton, Narnia, Bohemia, Eutimio, and Maze. And so Bandit is to do Linux. Like if you want to know Linux, learn Linux, that's a really good way, is to do the Bandit series. Natas is web. Sorry, that's Leviathan. That's the wrong one. Natas is the server-side web security. And so essentially what happens is we're on a level and we need to find the password for the next level. And so the level that we're on will have the password for the next level and we need to find it. So 2 classes ago, we worked through levels 1 through 5. And so now we're on level 6. And so that's where we're going to go now. That's where we're going to start. So I have it pulled up here, Natas 6, and I have the password on another screen that you guys cannot see. Also, if you can interact, you can speak. If you want to, you can unmute yourself or you can type in the chat. I have multiple screens, so you can also type in the chat. I can see that on another screen. So I'm going to put in the password. Where is my mouse? Mouse. Okay. So have any of you done web security before?
Not web security yet. I haven't touched that yet.
Okay. Kiana, what about you?
same.
Okay. So when you're presented with the web page, one of the first things you should do is you should view the source code, right? And so we have that here. We see the link. If you don't have a link to the source code, what you can do is you can press Control U. But that's not going to help you in this case because there's this link is going to help you. So we're going to open this link in a new tab. And so in this link, we are looking here. And so we see that this is HTML, hypertext markup language, head. This is a comment. So it's saying this stuff in the header has nothing to do with this level. So it's saying like this stuff really has nothing to do with it. So this stuff has nothing to do with the level. Then the body. So then this is like the skeleton of a HTML page. A header, a div, and then we have these weird characters. So maybe we should see what these characters mean. So when you're working and you find something that you don't understand, Google is your best friend. So let's Google. So we see that these symbols here represent PHP. And let's see what PHP is. PHP is hypertext preprocessor. So it's a popular general purpose scripting language that is especially suited to web development. Okay, this is a web page, so we're getting warm. So for this, okay, this is PHP, and so this is script. So this is a script here. So this chunk of code is a script from the PHP language. So this is PHP code. Are there any questions so far?
None from me. Thank you.
Nope.
Hmm?
No question. No question.
Okay. So looking at this code, it's like, okay, we see we're including, and it says, okay, includes secret.inc. Maybe that's a file. So what we can do is, okay, let's hold that. So, but that's important, right? Because as I said earlier, we're trying to find the password of the next level. So we're on level 6, Nata 6, and we need to find the password for Nata 7, right? So if we go down, we see if array key exists, submit. So here, this submit button. So if the secret equals, if array key exists, submit on the post. So when we press this submit button, so if it says if secret, so the secret is this input secret. So it's saying if whatever value we put in this input box, if that value equals the secret, then print access granted, the password for Nata 7 is whatever. It's not going to print it here, but it's going to print it to the screen. Otherwise, print wrong secret. but we keep seeing this word secret. So maybe it might be in our best interest to see if we can go to the secrets.inc. So how are we going to do that? Well, what we can do is we can copy the URL natas6.natas.labs.overthewire.org. And what we're going to do is we're going to add includes and secret.inc. And what do we know? It is a file. And we see it has this secret variable. So in PHP, a variable, you can think of a variable as a storage. So this secret is a storage and the value is this, right? So looking at this code, we see this line is very important. So if whatever we post equals the secret, access granted, the password for Natas is whatever. So let's copy this value and let's paste it here. And let's submit. And we have received the password for level 7. Are there any questions?
No.
Okay. So essentially what happened was in this, they included a file, and this file was publicly accessible. So essentially what should have happened was this file should not be publicly accessible. And if that was the case, then we wouldn't be able to see this. And then we wouldn't have been able to see the password. So now let's move to level 7, because now we have the password for level 7. So we're going to say Natas 7. And then I'm going to okay, so now we have a home and we have an about. So I just said when we have a web page, there's something that we should do. And what should we do?
View the source code.
Okay, and how would we do that?
From here, we'll probably click on.
Okay, repeat that.
Control
okay.
U.
Control U, right.
Control U, okay.
Okay, so now looking at this page, there is a line that is going to give us a hint. Well, that's going to be very helpful for this level.
I was gonna say line 10, but that was the password for to get access.
Level 7, right.
Yeah. So password.
Line 20.
Excuse me?
Line number 20, that kind of gives us a hint of what we need to do next.
Yes, line 20. Hint, password for web user Natas8 is in Etsy, Natas web, Natas_webpass, Natas8. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Because, and again, remember, these are comments, right? So when you put a comment, it is, anybody can read it. So yeah, so that's what you need for this level, because we're on level 7 and we're trying to get to level 8.
Okay.
So now going back to the level, we see we have two links. So if we click home, we have home. And if we click about, we have about. But now look at the URL at the top. We now have page equals about. This is the about page. Page equal home. This is the front page. Now, what happens if we take this and we paste it here?
Yeah.
We now have the password for level 8. So essentially what this is, yeah, so essentially this is, Kat, do you guys have you heard of a local file inclusion?
No, not yet.
Okay, so a local file inclusion is, I'm just going to click on the first one. It's an attack to trick the web application into exposing or running files on the web server. So may lead to information disclosure, remote code execution, or even cross-site scripting. So in our case, it was information disclosure because it disclosed the password for user 8. It was 8. So this was a local file inclusion vulnerability.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
No.
Okay, and I mean, if there are questions, stop me, right, because I want this to be interactive. If there are questions, stop me. So,
like for me, there's no question. It's just for me, it's more like usually when I think I tried that already, the Natas already, but most of the time I've been standing there and not really understood what I was looking at. So it gave me pause. So right now, watching you doing it, and I'm like, okay, so these are the type of things that I need to look for because I wasn't familiar with web security type deal before. So right now, it's just making it a little more understandable and familiar to actually know what to look for and how to go about completing these exercises.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I like my sessions to be interactive and like no question is a dumb question because someone even who's not on the session now who is looking at it who probably has the same question. And again, I was once in your shoes at a time. So it's like, again, any question, just ask. And I have no problem answering it. And if I don't know, I'll be like, hey, I don't know. I need to research and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so let's go to level 8. Okay. 8. Okay.
Secret.
We have a new level. What should we do?
Click on the source code. Use source code. Right?
Yep. So now we have a link. So we're going to click the link. Okay. So now looking at the link, what do you see? As in,
it's like with the uncoded secret that they actually posted in here. Apparently, for that function, we might have to, since right now it might be in base 64 code, we might have to use the a base 64 decoder to actually decode that password to get the
Right, right. Okay, that's good. Right. So, okay, that's good. Okay, you're farther than okay. So first I wanted you guys to see is PHP. Right?
yes, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Yeah, so it's PHP because we have a script.
Mhm.
And it's PHP because we're seeing the characters.
Yeah.
So this is we have a PHP script embedded in this website.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, and right, we have base 64 and we're going to need to decode it to get the message, right? But that's going to be part of it because also have two functions here. So
yeah,
can you take a guess what this function can do, just looking at it? If not, we can go again.
I would say string review. Well, string review or reverse.
String reverse, right?
Yeah.
So string reverse. And then this one, I don't expect anyone to know because I didn't know. So off to Google we go.
This is the first time I'm seeing that one.
Yeah, so and we know it's PHP, right? So again,
yeah,
and I want to get in the, okay. So this is bin to hex. I want to make sure I copy this correctly. Bin to hex, yeah. Returns an ASCII string containing the hexadecimal representation of a string. Okay, so the hexadecimal representation of a string. So that's what this does.
Okay.
So now, but you're correct. So, okay, so we have this encoded secret, right? And
yes.
You were on the right track of, we have this encoded secret, and now we need to do the inverse of that to get our secret.
Yeah.
Inverse of that is the base 64 decode, the string reverse. We're going to have to reverse it. And then we have the bin to hex. So we're going to have to do the hex to bin. We're going to have to do the opposite of that.
Okay.
So now this is PHP, right? So
yes.
Instead of trying to do all of that by hand, again, Google. So PHP online interpreter. And let's see. Okay. It was one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like this one. Now, you see it. So now, I'm just going to move this up. So this is PHP code, and this will print hello world. So I'm going to run this. And as you see, it prints hello world. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this out. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to add a pound sign.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're going to do, we're going to take our encoded secret and we're going to start doing the inverse. So first, I'm going to create a new variable and I'm going to say test1 equals, and I think this was bin to hex. Yes, I'm going to say hex to bin. I'm going to say
string reverse.
Encoded secret. And I'm going to say echo test1. And let's see what we get. Okay. So now it looks like we have it looks like we might have base 64 here.
Yeah.
Now, so we have completed this portion, right?
Okay.
So now we need to do this portion. So we're going to do the string reverse. So now I'm going to create a new variable, and I like to break it up. So just in case if something messes up, I know where in the process it messes up. Some people like to combine it as one. I don't do that.
Okay.
So string reverse test 1, which again is going to be this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to say echo test 2. And now we're going to need to add the semicolons here, because when you have one or more than one echo statement, you're going to need to add the semicolons.
Okay.
See? Yep. You see, it reversed.
Reversed it. All right.
So now we have done
String reverse.
2. Now we need to do your step where we said to decode the base 64. So test 3 equals base 64 decode. Test 2. Let's say echo. Test 3. This is our secret.
Yeah.
So are there any questions?
No question. Like the way in my head, the way I was gonna go about it, first time seeing it, I was gonna go the other way that you actually went, because I was gonna go from
and I did that. So let me show you. I actually did that, and let me show you what happens and how I knew that was wrong.
Okay.
So let me comment this out. And let's say we're going to do base 64 decode, right? We're going to decode first, right?
Yeah. Huh, okay. That's the
Yeah. So that's once I did that, I realized, okay, that cannot be right, because I don't even have characters.
yeah,
But I had to go the opposite direction. Yeah, because it's like, how did you know which order to go? And it was like trial by error.
Okay.
I did, because you would think to go from right to left.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. But this is the secret.
Yeah.
So putting this in,
Boom.
we have the password. So Kiana, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to number 9. Okay. So now we have the source code.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open. And okay, so what do you see?
Again, we have PHP code again, PHP code.
Okay, right, we have PHP code. And now we see we have if array key exists, let's just look this up because we've seen this quite a few times. Let's just look it up and see what it means. Okay, so array key exists, checks if the given key or index exists in the array.
Okay.
True if the given key is set in the array. Key can be any value possible for an array index. Okay, so it just checks to see if it exists in the array.
Yeah.
Okay, so needle is here. So it's this. That's what that is. And then it's going
Requesting the key for needle. That's like requesting the key for needle. Or like
oh, that's what the so essentially that's what the name of, so the key is the variable. So in this case, what it's saying is, hey, this text field is called needle. So for this request, whatever you get in this request, so whatever value you get in this text box,
yeah.
save it in this variable key.
Okay.
And so it says, and if key is not, that's what this stands for, not blank. So let's look what pass through does. And remember, we're still in PHP land.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to realize which language you're in, because there you might commands, you might have the same command in multiple languages. So it's good to realize which language you're in. Now, pass through executes an external program and displays raw output. The pass-through function is similar to the execute function in that it executes a command. This function should be used in place of execute or system when the output from the Unix command is binary data, which needs to be passed directly back to the browser. A common use for this is to execute something like PMB plus utilities that can output an image stream directly. By setting the content type to image GIF and then calling a PMB plus program to output a GIF, you can create PHP scripts that output images directly. So we're not doing images here, but that's a good tidbit. But essentially the pass-through executes an external program. So in our case, what's going to happen is whatever we put in our text box, it is going to supply that value into this program. Anyone know what this is? grep.
That's the Linux term to actually picking out a certain word from a list or choosing a word that you want to come out of a list.
And so what does the -I mean?
I forgot. I really forgot.
Okay, so we have Google. So let's look. So -I.
Yeah. Actually, I'm on my Linux system right now. Ignore cases.
Yep, it's ignore case. It's ignore the case.
Yeah.
Okay, so what it's saying is, hey, whatever our value is in key, ignore the case, meaning uppercase or lowercase or mixed case, upper and lowercase, and look for that word in this file dictionary.txt. So let's do value. So let's just say, let's look for cat. So now we have printed all the words in the dictionary that has cat in it. Right? Because going back to our code, our needle is cat.
Mhm.
Our key in this case is going to be cat. So if key, which is cat, is not blank, which is true, then we're going to go to pass through and it's going to say, hey, execute this program, search this dictionary.txt file
While ignoring
for
cat.
the case and look for cat, right? And that's what it did.
Yeah.
Now, let's put in the empty and see what happens. What happened?
The empty print out everything in actually
Yeah, printed
sorted map all the way
dictionary.txt.
through. Yeah.
It printed everything in the file.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be helpful for us, possibly. Now, let's say, okay, we know, and I keep these open for a reason, right? Because we're on level 9 and we're trying to level 10, right?
Yeah.
Keep open for a reason. Now, remember for level 8, it the password was Etsy Natas web _ web pass Natas 8.
Yeah.
Now let's sure if level 10 is at the same directory, the same spot, but just change the 8 to a 10. So one way we can do that is possibly saying we're going to do the empty string, and then we're going to do a semicolon because we're going to end that command. And then we're going to start a new command and we're going to say cat, because remember, we know this is Linux.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to paste this and I'm going to change this.
Got everything that's in. Oh man.
And so what this is, it is command injection.
Huh. Yeah, I would have been stuck on that one for a while, for a little bit.
So command injection, see? And do you see the function?
Yeah.
Pass through. And if we look, what do you see here?
Pass through.
Yeah. So what is command injection? I didn't even read it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Command injection attack is based on the execution of arbitrary and most likely malicious code on a target system. In other words, it's a way to use an application designed to do one thing for a completely different purpose, as we saw here. Because essentially we should, this website is we should only be searching for words in a dictionary, right? We
Yes.
should be looking at passwords for user 10. But yet here we are. This is the password for user 10.
Okay. Like one question I have is just, how would I know to actually go find that, go to that path that you took, that you took, yes, to come up here and have this.
That is just trial and error.
Okay.
Because it's pretty trial and error and what they call inference. So it's pretty much it's the same thing as trial and error. So if you know level 8 is like this, you can infer that all the other levels probably follow the same format.
Same format. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
And so what happens, okay, so what did I say? So how is it performed? An application is using some function to make a call to a system shell. The application is passing unsafe, unvalidated to such a call. An attacker is aware of this fact and acts on this knowledge. So again, these functions, if not used safely, can lead to the presence of this vulnerability. And we were using this function in an unsafe manner.
Okay.
And that's how we were able to do it. So
all right.
It's pretty much, yeah. And these levels, the further you go, it's they build on each other.
Okay, yeah.
And you have, it's a puzzle. So it's kind of like what you've done previously, you have to kind of infer like, okay, this worked in level 3, maybe I can use this in level 15, right?
Okay, yeah.
Change this and maybe it might work.
Okay. I've experienced that in the Bandit profile. Right now I'm at Bandit 17, but I've experienced that in there too. Like you refer to something that you've done in a past exercise and then to get to where you need on the future one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and let's see. So we have that. And so if we okay. For security reasons, we have now filtered on certain characters. So that's good to know. Okay, so what do you see?
Okay. Is they filtering out characters? Okay, so inside that PHP script, especially under the second if statement, how they, well, what does preg match means? I think these are the part of the characters that they are actually that you're not supposed to be using. I have to find out what preg match means first.
Okay, so first, yes, we're using PHP, so that's one. And then we have this preg match. So let's look and see what that is. Performs regular expression match. So it's looking to see if we have
These characters.
Or an ampersand. Ah, this is important because this is what you use when you do command injection. So they're saying,
You're looking for those.
right. They're trying to stop you. They're trying to stop you.
Okay.
So what? So now, but if you notice, everything else is pretty much still the same. We
Yes.
have the same code. We just have this additional if statement to see if we have the semicolon or the ampersand, right?
Yes.
But let's just say we do, let me copy this again. Let's just say we do the same, but instead we don't use the semicolon. We do a space. Type 11 and pound sign. Now remember, a pound sign is
coming out. Started coming out the line.
Yeah, that is it. So if there's what this is saying, hey, if there's anything else after, if there's if there's any more code after this, comment it out. So don't run it.
Okay. Wow.
So what did we learn? We bypassed this filter. So this filter, what this filter is trying to do is block list. And so you don't do a block list, right? As you can see, because you can bypass these very easy. Because with a block list, you have to enumerate every permutation. Which means you have to list every way that an attacker can try to bypass it, right?
Okay.
Which means this will be very long and it's not efficient. So what you would do if what you would do in practice is you would do an allow list. And essentially what that says is, hey, do good input that says, okay, this is the input that I want, and everything that doesn't fit in this input, deny.
Okay.
And in that way, it wouldn't go through. So we have essentially bypassed their filter, and this is their the password for user 11. So we can log in, and we're going to stop at level 11, but I'll log in just to show. Okay. Yeah, so this is level 11.
Okay.
So that's all that I have for tonight. Thank you. Are there any questions?
No, not for me. No.
No
Very
questions.
interesting.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming. And I hope to see you in the next session.
I will how do you call that? RSVP to that because I've been looking for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is recorded, so it will be put up on the YouTube, I believe.
Roger.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jasmine.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.